lot of your DoorDash shifts and DoorDash pay probably look similar to this. What's up guys, my name is Blake Moore. Welcome to More Driven. On this channel, I go over all things DoorDash, Uber, Uber Eats, Lyft, Instacart, whatever apps I am trying, I am showing on this channel. I'm trying to take my 6 years of gig work experience and help you guys make as much money as possible with that experience that I've gained. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 8 things that you can do to increase your DoorDash pay. And also, if that doesn't work, other things you can do to make money if DoorDash continues to suck. Because let's face it, they are absolutely awful right now. The past couple of shifts that I've done, if you guys have missed them, they have been really terrible. And the average pay that I'm seeing is around $12 to $16 per hour, and that's gross pay, not profit. Profit, I'm seeing right around $9 to $10 per hour. And from the live streams that I've done, a lot of people are seeing similar things to this, where the oversaturation has really taken over and there are just not any orders going around. So if that's you, make sure you stick around to the end of this video, because I think the things that I'm talking about in this video will really help you increase that pay and also just increase your overall pay if DoorDash just still isn't cutting it after the things I go over. So the first thing that I tried when DoorDash was the worst it ever has been for me, which was, I think back last September or October, and I would go an hour or two without seeing a single order. And I was really making I don't remember exactly, but I think it was about $7 an hour, because I would go so long without getting a single order that the hours I was actually on the road, I was only making like $7 an hour. So the first thing I did to increase my pay was I got my acceptance rate to 96%, where it is today. Now, you don't have to go as extreme as I did with a 96% acceptance rate, but just try getting that acceptance rate up to maybe 70%. Try and be a top dasher and just see if that helps increase your orders and also increase your pay overall. I have tested this out many times, and I do think it makes a little bit of a difference. And if we're dealing with a lot of oversaturation, then it's going to help make it easier on you so that you don't have to schedule your shifts and you aren't stuck just looking at a gray area all day. If you're a top dasher, you get that acceptance rate up, then you can go out whenever you want, and that takes a little bit of the stress off of that. And I do think you'll see a little bit more orders, because that's what I've found anyway. The next thing you can try is to sign up for all the programs DoorDash offers. That would be the pizza delivery program. That would be switching on your cash on delivery. That would be trying to get into the large order program if you can, and also maybe trying out Earn by Time. Now, for me, Earn by Time has been absolutely terrible, but in some areas, it's actually pretty good from what I've seen in the comments. So try that out. If you're stuck getting no orders or making really bad money, just try and sign up for these programs. Try Earn by Time for a couple days in a row, see if it's helping anything, and then go from there, because I think all of those things may be able to increase your pay. I know that signing up for the programs definitely does, because if you're a part of the pizza program, you should be seeing more orders, and also obviously the large order program is really good for getting those big payouts. And then cash on delivery, I haven't had one of those orders in a very long time, but sometimes you do get them, and it just gives you one more extra thing that could help you get more orders. The next thing which I've tried is going to other areas. And what I mean by that is just testing out every single area that's right around where you live. If you have to drive like 15 minutes, still try it out, because you might end up making a whole lot more money in that area, and maybe your area is just the one that is really oversaturated. So try and drive to neighboring areas, and maybe if you're single, you don't have family or anything, try moving to a different state where the cost of living is lower, but maybe the DoorDash pay is a lot better. Because I know that if I was single, I didn't have a wife and a dog and a baby on the way, then I would definitely try this out. I would try going to neighboring states. I would try going into Phoenix, going into Denver, going into Las Vegas. I would try these other markets to see if it would be worth it for me to maybe move there if I'm planning on doing DoorDash for the next few years. So that's just something to think about, because I know there are still good areas out there, even though the majority are suffering right now. Now, the next thing, which I think is one of the smartest things that we can do right now, especially while DoorDash isn't sending us any orders, and that would be to cherry pick the best orders possible and then just work in your car while you're waiting on good orders. So what I mean by this is try and figure out something that you can do that is productive, that maybe could even make you money while you're waiting on orders. This could be getting your real estate license online. This could be doing online school. This could be also getting a remote sales job, or working on a laptop in your car doing some other remote work, or trying to start a business from your laptop, trying to start a Shopify store. Different things like this are going to be really productive in the time when you're not receiving orders and you're not having to waste money on gas or depreciation on your car or anything like that. So I think this is one of the best things that I'm probably going to start doing more of, because you don't want to be accepting really bad orders and making, say, $12 an hour, but you also don't want to just be sitting there not getting any orders if you're cherry picking excessively for those really high payout orders. So if you mix the two, then you could be making really good money, maybe like $30 per active DoorDash hour. So the time where you're actually completing orders, you'd be making really good money. But in the time when you're waiting for those orders, you can still be doing something productive and building something that's going to pay its dividends in the future. So that's something I think that we can all be doing more of, is trying to learn a skill or get into a field or get a remote sales job or a remote job of any sorts and do that while we're doing DoorDash at the same time. And that's going to get you the most bang for your buck on your time. Now, number 5 is kind of an obvious one, but obviously it's time to try other apps. If DoorDash is terrible in your area, it's just time to get away from the comfortableness of being a DoorDash driver. You're going to have to branch out. I don't like doing Instacart because I don't like shopping, but Instacart and even Spark, if you can get onto Spark, are great apps to get on. Instacart is a little bit slow in my area, but there are some really high paying batches. And the reason Instacart is so great is because there's not a lot of expenses associated with doing Instacart orders. You don't have to drive a lot of miles. So try and get on as many apps as possible. And something that I keep harping on my channel and in a lot of my videos is trying rideshare. Now, if you live in a nice, safe area, then I would just try it out. Don't worry about like getting a bunch of creeps or having weird experiences. I've done thousands of rides at this point, and not one single time have I had anything weird happen or felt like I wasn't safe. Now, granted, I do live in Utah, which is a very safe state, and I do try and stay in some richer areas, some nice suburb areas, but there are times where I'm doing it in Salt Lake City, in downtown Salt Lake, which there are some sketchy areas there, but I just make sure I do it during the day. And if I'm pulling up and the person walking out, maybe I don't have a good feeling about them or they're acting a little bit weird, then I'll just cancel the ride. Like, it's really safer than I think a lot of people think. And I know that some reservations for trying rideshare is that people destroy your car. I haven't had that whatsoever. The worst I've had is like occasionally there's little kids that get in the car and they might leave like footprints on your seats. So that's really annoying when that happens. And sometimes they leave like crumbs back there. But if you just have like a handheld vacuum or just a membership to a car wash or something, then it's really not a big deal. And people don't trash your car as much as I think people assume who haven't been doing rideshare for a while. So definitely, if you can, if you feel comfortable with it, try rideshare, step out of your comfort zone and just try it out. I used to be that same way. I never wanted to do rideshare. I just wanted to stick to food delivery, but it has been so much better to do rideshare than food delivery right now. I can literally make double the amount of money that I do doing DoorDash or Uber Eats. So just think about it. I highly recommend it. And one more benefit of rideshare is it's very hard for it to be oversaturated. Because it's less appealing, because you have to have a nicer car to do it, it makes it so that it's kind of protected in the whole gig space, because it's not going to get as oversaturated as those other apps can. The next thing you can do to help you with all these things is to download the Solo app. Now, I know I mentioned them in a lot of videos, but this is actually the best way to see what apps you should be using in your area. They give you the average hourly pay per app in your area, your specific area, not across the country, nothing like that. So you can actually go on and see like, oh, Instacart is paying like $25 per hour on average in my area. Maybe I need to check them out. Or, oh man, DoorDash is only $12 an hour in my area on average. No wonder I'm not making any money. Or wow, Uber and Lyft are averaging $30 an hour in my area. Like, this tool is so good. And if you sign up for one of their plans, it actually gives you the feature of the pay guarantee feature, and you can see what hours are the most profitable hours in your area. So that is a super valuable tool if you're trying to increase your pay overall. So if you'd like that app, if If you'd like to try it out, make sure you use the link I have for you down below in the description to sign up. You're going to get a free trial plus a bonus $10 upon sign up. So it's there in the description if you want to check it out. Now, number 6 is kind of a last resort, I would say. If DoorDash isn't cutting it, you're multi-apping and you're still not making that good of money, and you just kind of want to get out of the whole app space in general, but you want to work for yourself still, what you can do is try out other side hustles. I feel like nowadays we think the only side hustles that are out there are tied to these gig apps, when in reality that's not the case. You can definitely try a bunch of different things. The weather's getting warmer, so there's a lot of different things that you could try. You could do lawn care, you could do pressure washing, you could do window washing, you could do door-to-door sales, you could do all sorts of different things that still give you some freedom of your time. And these things can end up paying really well. And then also one more app that isn't really a gig app in my opinion, because you have to actually physically go and do certain jobs, but that would be trying out TaskRabbit. If you just want to do odd jobs here and there for a couple hours a week, then you can actually make really good money doing TaskRabbit. You can set your hourly pay on it and actually make some pretty good money. But unfortunately with TaskRabbit, you can only do it like 2 to 4 hours a day, depending on the jobs that you're doing. So that's why it's harder to do consistently. But if you're only trying to do gig work part-time anyway, then that could be a very valuable app to have, because you can make anywhere from like $18 to $30 an hour, depending on your skill set. The next thing, which I think we should all be doing, and it takes very little work, and that would be to invest in DoorDash stock. DoorDash stock has gone up significantly over the past few months, while our pay has gone down significantly over the past 6 months. So as our pay is going down, the DoorDash stock price is actually increasing, because DoorDash is hitting an all-time record in revenue and in orders on their platform. Their stock is going up, but because that's happening, they're oversaturating the markets with as many Dashers as they can, so that they can be fulfilling the record high number of orders that they're receiving. So invest in DoorDash stock. Just take a little bit, maybe 10%, 20% of whatever you're making out on the road with DoorDash, and put it into the stock, because that's going to give you that little extra bump. And the better DoorDash does, the more money you're going to make doing that. And I just wanted to check and give you guys the exact number of how much DoorDash stock has actually gone up in the past little while. Just in the past 6 months, it's gone up 58%. So if you had just invested, like, let's say over the course of last year, you invested $10,000, you would have made an extra $5,800. So that's what I'm meaning by you can really make a lot of money. If DoorDash is doing really well, it's going to hinder our DoorDash pay. But if you're investing in DoorDash stock, then it's actually going to increase the amount of money you have. So I think that's a very valuable thing to do, because if you believe in the company and you're willing to work for them, then you might as well be getting the benefits on the back end, just like the high up executives are getting. That's why they do everything that they do, is to heighten that stock price so that their net worth goes up and all of the shareholders' net worth goes up. So you might as well buy in a little bit, because the decisions they're making are based off of that, not on our pay. And then the last thing, which I've done, which has greatly increased the amount of money I can make doing DoorDash, is creating content about my experience as a DoorDash driver. Now, the reason I think this is so important is because the more perspectives we can get, the better things are for the DoorDash community. And the best way to do that is for as many people to make as much content as they would like to about the DoorDash platform and about their specific experience. And I know it takes a little bit of extra time, but after building up a decent library of videos and really staying consistent with it, you can really double the amount of money you're making on the road by putting out videos and just putting a little extra time in to edit and put together videos. And it doesn't even take a whole lot if you just want to get into like Instagram Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts and things like that. It only takes a couple of minutes to make those, and you could really grow a platform like a lot of people have. Myself, Pedro, Nugs. I mean, there's a bunch of DoorDash creators out there, and we're all making money from putting out videos. And so that's not limited to just the people who have been doing it for a couple of years. There are people who just started making videos who are making decent money from YouTube now. So that's just something I would think about, is if you're just doing DoorDash, then you might as well film while you're out there and see if you can make some money making content about it at the same time, because that's going to be a very valuable way to utilize your time on the road. So there you guys have it. Hopefully this helps you make more money, whether it's with gig work or whether that's outside of gig work. But I'm just hoping I can give you guys my experience and the ways that I've increased my pay so that you guys can take those things and apply them to yourself. And if you guys ever have any questions about how to get started on a YouTube channel or YouTube pay or anything like that, just comment down below. I'll try and give you guys the best answers I can, or hop on one of my live streams that I do every single week and ask me, because I am more than willing to give you guys as much information as I've learned on how to grow on YouTube or any other business venture that I have done. So leave your comments, hop on the live streams, and yeah, hopefully we can all make as much money as we can while we're out on the road. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.